So,
Thank you.
Vaughn, this is going to be sort of like an interview, if you don't mind.
Okay, no
And
worries.
at
Yeah,
some point, I'll let you take control.
I've been in this e-commerce journey myself for a little about 3 years, 3.5 years. That to me it's very super beginning. Even though I definitely learned a lot within those 3 years from testing and stuff like that, but got into it from working a sales job for a SaaS company and just being jealous of the people in the marketing room, being able to meet with the CEO and have like those more detailed, more important conversations. So that's when I wanted to jump into marketing, and then from there is what kind of got me from marketing to be like, oh, I could do this, this other source of income stream, which is obviously like what this is able to provide is Shopify, and I'm using Shopify to be able to sell products that people are buying every day. But within this journey, what made me kind of just tweak over to Google Ads, and then friends started joking around, calling me Google Ad God, stuff like that, was because of the fact that I just only focused on Google Ads to kind of get some success within my Shopify store. And the reason why it was because of the power of using Google. It's our number one U.S. search engine. And I say that like a million times because like if you literally go to most of your phones, when you're searching on something, it's always usually going to pull up Google, and they have all the data, all the metrics, all the algorithms, hacks to really know the best buyers and also like the intent of people looking for certain things. So that's why I always utilize that in my marketing tactics and for my agency as well.
What's special about Google Ads versus Facebook Ads?
So the special thing about Google Ads is the fact that it's all intent. So you're not and it's like more of like a pull marketing tactic instead of a push marketing tactic, right? So at Facebook, it's more push. Someone's just on their phone scrolling on Instagram, Facebook, and they're not really looking for what you have to offer, but they might fit your demographic, they might fit the ideal customer that you're trying to advertise this product to, right? If it's Fashion Nova, and I know that you're 18 to 35-year-old women that likes certain type of fashion and a certain character, I'm going to put my ads in front of you. Now with Google, what makes it a little bit more it's a more of a warmer type market, warmer feel, right? It's not too pushy. It's more of a pull, right? You're going on Google, if we were to go there right now and type in black shirt or black chair or a coat, you name it, right? That alone is Google's gonna get that. Like, look, this person's searching for this. Now, if we put our ad dollars and our keywords and stuff like that, some more little back end stuff. Now we're gonna put our product ad in front of someone that's actually looking for what we have to have to offer, instead of just throwing it out randomly, kind of within a demographic type thing. So that's why I think it's really important.
How much would you ask them to allocate into Google Ads, like percentage-wise?
I definitely think it's very smart to be 50-50 with your budget on Facebook and Google. Reason why, because you want your website traffic to be really strong intent, because Google's algorithm and also your website pixel would also be even better for Facebook ads, because now it's getting people, it's creating that ideal customer and creating a lookalike audience of actual people that are looking for your site. So now when you start running your ads on Facebook as well, start doing like lookalike stuff like that, we're getting way more detailed type of ideal customers that you're going to be marketing in front of.
You mentioned I think one of the benefits also is the search engine optimization ranking. Mm-hmm. Like, you do Google Ads, people can actually find you more organically. So when they search, right, you don't have to be one of the people paying for ads over time. How does that work?
So SEO is a different type of place. It's a longer gameplay, but it's organic, and that's going to be more tailored to like having like different keyword strategies, adding different backlinks to your website. The beauty thing about it is great to have, and I always recommend any store, any business online, not just anything online, to have SEO dialed into the website, because it helps with your Google ranking on that website.
Right. And what verticals would you recommend?
You want to make sure you have your brand. You're running like ads towards your actual brand keywords, and then also the product keywords. And then from there, you also want to have like a broad list and then an exact list. So, because you never know how people are spelling something on Google. Some people might misspell something. You want to make sure you have different type of the misspelled words as well. Surprisingly, sometimes have a lot of search volume in it. And even though like sometimes you won't be able to see that on Google's end, you'll actually be able to show up for those keywords, and it'll cost you like pennies to the dollar compared to like the exact word being spelled out correctly.
What can you share about the return on ad spend that we can expect from advertising through Google Ads?
So the beauty about advertising, the ROI on there, your ROAS are definitely gonna, once your account is dialed in, I think it really takes on average a month or two for an account to be like really synced in with all the data connected to it. But with that, you're looking at around, for sure, like a 2x to 7x, 10x on return time. Because remember, you're only getting paid. You're only clicking on. You're only paying for the ads that someone's actually like clicking on when it comes to Google. So you're not, obviously with Facebook, right? It's going off of more of impressions. So everyone that sees it, they don't have to even opt into it. You're still kind of paying for that impression. This is more so you're paying for someone to click. And so when someone's to click, they have a higher buying power or higher interest. So so your dollar is actually even more valuable that you're paying for, because actually paying for someone that actually is interested in what you actually have to offer, instead of just randomly, advertising in front of them.
So do you do a lot of ads on YouTube as well?
So we don't do too many ads on YouTube, but we definitely do retargeting on YouTube. And if a client, and if we see a fit and the client, will kind of discuss and kind of consult them, because I do a lot of consulting with it as well, because sometimes someone else doesn't know. Someone just kind of comes to me like, hey, like, do Google Ads, but obviously I'm like, well, there's this that we could do, or maybe we should try this out, and I kind of like let them have a fair share like of the options that are available to them. But YouTube definitely works in many different ways. For retargeting, if someone actually came onto the site and then obviously they went to YouTube, watched something, they were in a rush, maybe forgot to buy, but they wanted to buy, we could put that YouTube video, or just even a display ad, somewhere in there. And I know if everyone's here is familiar with YouTube, you see YouTube ads all the time unless you buy their premium package, right? I don't even buy the premium package. I like to see the ads. I like to see how other advertisers are marketing their products, or from info products to actual physical, tangible products or services. So, but yeah, YouTube ads is a whole nother stream, which is actually the second biggest search engine that is in the US as well, which obviously Google owns that too. So you run all that through the back end of Google.
What would be the ideal ad budget per month on Google Ads? That's a very vague question.
That's really hard to say.
Right.
Whatever it is that you could afford.
Right. Absolutely. And it's the same with Facebook ads.
Whatever it is that you could afford is what you put. When it comes to the beginner stages, it comes down to your spending now. Like the psychology to actually be like, I need to put this money up into ads. Because that's like something like the hardest thing for some people to kind of get into when it's like a new business to them, is like having to be able to spend like the money on ads. And that's where like a breakthrough comes.
Especially when you don't get results in the beginning.
Yes, especially if it's not obviously like the most motivating thing, if you're not getting the results, but you have to that's where you find your breakthrough.
What are some of the ways to stay updated with the constant changes in Google and Facebook ads?
One definitely way is to say, go on Google's website. You can search it online. You can listen to some good podcasts. That's one of the best ways that you can just kind of keep it in tune, keep that really, really good information, because they do change their algorithm a lot, actually a few times a month. So you can just look for articles online. Google is they like to talk about themselves as well. So you can search them and you can see a lot of their updates on there.
JB, what was your question? Go ahead, brother.
Yo, I want to say shout out to Van, man. I think you might have made me like 20 grand last month. You work with my partner Zane.
Oh, dang, definitely, man. Yes, thank you, appreciate that. I definitely know who that is.
Do you sell directly in Google Retail or drive traffic back to your website? I'm assuming it's the later.
So it definitely would be all your Google traffic on the ads is going to your website. Now, if that is at your homepage, that's your product page, that's going to depend on which type of ad you want to focus on. So,
right. What about have you ever ran campaigns for people that sell digital products?
Yes, and so with digital products, that does really well when it comes to on YouTube ads. So having a good video kind of explaining, obviously with any type of YouTube ad video, right off the bat, you want to expose the problem and then the solution in that video as quickly, as shortly as possible, and run YouTube ads on that. So my whole agency, like a lot of other agencies, they have to sell people, they're selling ads. I don't do any of that. My 100% all referral-based business, because of the connections and the value that I bring. So it's something that I definitely love, and I feel like it's what helped me kind of separate me from the rest, in a sense.
What do you think is the best tool within the Google Ad platform?
The best type of ads that we've been seeing so far are mainly going to be your search ads and your shopping ads, if you're selling products, of course. Now, display ads are really good for like retargeting purposes, right? If you're kind of just doing that as like a cold type of traffic thing, it is going to spend a lot of money, and it could discourage you a little bit because you're not getting, obviously, it's also costs a lot more too, because you're also kind of disrupting other platforms on Google's partnerships, like other websites, stuff like that. But the best bet to kind of save your budget towards your ads is focus on your search ads, and definitely focus on your shopping ads when it comes to, you're trying to sell products. That's the main key of the business, so mainly focus on that.
Tap in with me if you have any questions. You guys all have a way to get a hold of Von Dennis. I would love for you guys to follow him. It's open door policy. You can reach out to him if you have any questions, that type of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I love you guys. I really appreciate your time tonight, and let's get ready to go on that journey, man. The warm up season is over.